Packers Blitz live special. And we are super excited for the 2024 NFL draft. I am with my good buddy Andy right here. And we have survived the dark times of the 1980s. And we will talk about some of the bad and worst draft picks we've had in the past. But we're also going to talk about some great draft picks and stuff. And like I said, we're two diehard fans who survived the dark times of the 1980s and lived to talk about it. And we're excited here to join you. So, and look at those muscles. And so I'm going to double check here.
It's the super duper Packers Blitz
Yes.
NFL Draft
Yes, it is.
2024 version.
It is super duper, and we're excited to be here, like I said. And I can't wait have the draft go and see if there's any surprises. I really doubted at the beginning here. I think it's going to be, typical quarterback, 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 quarterback. But you never know. There might be something going on here that might surprise us. What do you think, Andy?
Always. That's the way it always is with the NFL Draft. You just never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates.
It is like a box of chocolates, and you never know, like you said, what you're going to get. I'm excited about it. One of the biggest things I know is that we're really going to have a good time here tonight and do everything we can um, to make sure everything works out. So we're going here live very quickly.
Without
There we
technical
are. We
difficulties,
are
hopefully.
on there. We are live. I'm going to go to Facebook Live as soon as we find it.
Live.
So we are live on YouTube. Yay! Okay, wait, some live
So
here.
everybody, while John's getting us going here, you all right with me talking?
Yeah, go ahead and talk. We're on YouTube,
Can I
buddy.
talk now?
Yes, go, you talk.
This is
Shut the
live.
hell
Is
up.
this live? My good buddy, or my buddy, John and I are extremely excited to bring all of you our in-depth analysis and wrong predictions, typically on draft night. Predicting a Packers first round selection is like pulling a needle out of a haystack. Putting idioms aside, this is really a culmination of many months of hard work that gets thrown out the window come draft day. Right, John?
Absolutely.
That is why the NFL draft is so much fun, though, right?
Yes.
Because it's so darn unpredictable.
Yeah.
John and I love it. Tune in again tonight and watch us tonight. So that's pretty awesome that it's everything's working.
hmm
Uh, so John just watched us trade out of the first round again
Again.
after we wait past like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
For their selection at 25. Everybody, we're picking 25 as of now, unless we trade out of the first round or we trade up. Um, I don't think that's going to happen, though, John. What about you?
Probably not. I really don't see that that's going to be an issue. Um, we'll see. I just think it's gonna be kind of boring. Really coming out here, and it's not going to be like a lot of surprises, and we'll see. And please go on, live on YouTube, and make sure, hey, give us a chat. Tell us if we're morons, and we're okay with that, right, Andy? Because we kind of
We
are.
are right, all right with that. Yeah. So John, the 2024 NFL Draft has finally arrived.
hmm
Packers Blitz is live. It's alive! It's alive! As in the immortal 1974 movie Young Frankenstein
Oh
by Mel
boy.
Brooks.
He's
And we've
gonna.
talked about this before, haven't we, John?
We have. He loves his Mel Brooks and his
Yeah.
John Candy, and yeah, I
So
hear you.
John and I will be of good cheer. If science teaches us anything,
Mm,
it teaches us to accept our failures
mm,
as well as our successes with quiet dignity and grace. And that's a quote right out of Young Frankenstein from Gene Wilder, by the way. That's when he's like, because the Frankenstein is still dead, and so he just flips out. So,
yes.
but it was a perfect line, I thought, leading into the draft and everything, John, because there's going to be some failures, there's going to be hopefully
Mm,
successes if I can talk. So yeah, so Packers fans, football fans out there, movie fans, treat yourself to, and at the very least, watch some clips from the hilarious movie Young Frankenstein. Again, Mel Brooks, 1974. The science of predicting the NFL draft is not an exact one. So bear with us tonight. And that has nothing to do with the Chicago Bears. When I wrote that, I was like, Chicago Bears with us, because the Bears pick, of course, have the first pick. They're coming up. We already know who they're going to pick.
yeah.
And so that's already a done deal with Caleb Williams. Um, so John, make sure that you get my good side here. I don't know if it's, my
There is
left
no
hand
good
side,
side.
right? Exactly. There's at my age, at your age, there are no good
Yeah,
sides
there's no
anymore,
good
right? So,
side.
John, I made sure I shaved and trimmed my nose and ear
Ooh,
hairs,
good for
and I
you.
shaved actually. So that was fun today. So I got myself up pretty good. So you're welcome. Uh,
Thank you. Wow.
Uh, I've got my new customized Packers jersey right here that Zach, Carissa, and Nolan got for me for my birthday. I got on a lot of Packers swag tonight, John, and throughout the podcast tonight, throughout the YouTube whatever experience that you guys are all watching
Hmm.
us on video, occasionally I'll change out hats and whatnot. So I've got a hat from UW Green Bay, the Phoenix, that I'm going to put on for Chris's sister, Rachel, because she's going there for her, I think, her doctorate for her master's. So,
Nice.
yeah, so I happen to have one of the Green Bay Phoenix hats. So I'm going to wear that. And I got another Packers hat. We got our cheese head hat. I don't know if we're going to wear that one the entire time.
I don't think we will. That'd be a
Yeah, it's falling
little.
apart
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah, yeah.
So we do have that ready, Packers fans, but starting to fall apart just a smidge. There's been a lot of formation jokes and whatnot lately that we talked about on the last podcast, especially from Saturday Night Live. So, John, hopefully you were able to post that because that was kind of interesting,
I
to say
did.
the least.
I did post that. And people say, yeah, I saw that. It's kind of funny. And everybody was like me. They thought he was a fan, but he's not a fan. I don't know why, but okay.
Yeah, so before the draft even starts, if it's all right with John, I'm gonna, we should probably, do you want to discuss the first pick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the first pick is going to be Caleb Williams,
Yeah.
quarterback from USC, SoCal, and so he's going to be the Chicago Bears' new face of the franchise. He was the 2022 Heisman Trophy winner, I believe, John.
Yeah.
So arguably, long pause, the most talented quarterback the Bears may ever have or ever have
Hmm.
had, right?
Yeah.
Remember, the Bears have not had a starting quarterback with over 4,000 yards passing, and they haven't had a starting quarterback with over 30 touchdowns
Mm-hmm.
passing.
Yeah.
Now, in that time, according to Colin Cowherd today,
Oh
sorry.
God.
So hopefully his information, and I'm going from memory, the Packers have had that happen 18 times where they've had a quarterback that has passed
Mm.
for over 4,000 yards
Yeah.
and 30 touchdowns. So there's, I guess, four quarterbacks that have accomplished that. And the Bears have zero, zero
That's
quarterbacks.
hilarious.
So hopefully the Bears will continue their poor drafting, atrocious actually
Yeah.
drafting
Right.
at the quarterback position,
Mm-hmm.
and they will continue to suck at that.
Right.
So we'll just leave it at that. So that's the first pick, of course, that we have. Will have. That's gonna happen, ain't it, John?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Definitely
really,
gonna
it's a
happen.
kind of a turning of the page for the Chicago Bears franchise, and I mean that's a super duper Packers Blitz
Right.
lock, right? A prediction,
Absolutely.
super duper,
It's a
and everybody knows what's going to happen.
right.
So
Right.
it's going to happen. So,
Yeah. I mean,
and if you're watching NFL Network or one of the other live broadcasts, you get to see Roger Goodell right now. Oh, Barry Sanders, that's better. Yeah. So, yes. So, John, do you want to, maybe go through a top 10, or
yeah.
you want to do that before the draft starts? Maybe do the top 10.
That sounds good.
Okay, let's do that then. So, my top 10, I'm not sure if John has thought everything out on that, but so we got Caleb Williams, of course, going number one to the Chicago Bears. They lucked out because the Carolina Panthers are probably the worst. Well, they are. They are the worst team. We almost lost to them last year, but they are the worst team in the NFL. They have the worst roster and whatnot. And so the Bears got their pick for this year because they were so bad last year. They had again traded up to get their quarterback last year. What's his face from Alabama? Whatever the quarterback that they've got. So we'll look it up in a little bit, folks. But anyway, so that's Caleb Williams going number one. The Chicago Bears have the pick of the Carolina Panthers for this year, so they have their number one pick. So with the second selection, and I will call this a Packers Blitz lock. I really think it's going to happen. The Commanders are going to take Jaden Daniels, a quarterback from LSU. So just like Caleb Williams was the kind of the franchise quarterback for the Chicago Bears, or will be, Jaden Daniels is going to be the franchise quarterback for the Washington Commanders. With the third selection, there's been a lot of talk that the Patriots are going to trade out of this pick because the Patriots suck, and they have one of the worst rosters, probably one of the three worst in the NFL. So I've got them drafting their future quarterback, Drake May, quarterback out of North Carolina, I believe. And so he's going to be the new face of their franchise. So I think they're going to hang on to the pick. They should. He's pretty raw, so he's going to need a little bit of time to get up to speed. So I've got the Patriots taking Drake May. Third, with the fourth pick, I've got the Arizona Cardinals drafting Marvin Harrison Jr., wide receiver out of the Ohio State University. If Sharif is watching tonight, which I hope he is, Sharif, the Ohio State University. Sharif's my brother-in-law. So we've got Marvin Harrison Jr. going to the Arizona Cardinals. That will probably happen as well. I'm not as locked in on those last two as I was on the first two. So, John, you want to chime in anytime, but that's the first 4 picks. With the 5th pick, and the Chargers are desperately trying to trade out of this pick. I've heard a lot of chatter on that, and they would like to, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. So I've got them selecting J.C. Latham, an offensive tackle out of Alabama. And the reason for that is Jim Harbaugh kind of likes maulers. And so I've got him picking a tackle with the 5th pick. Now, if it were me and I was the GM for the Chargers, I wouldn't be drafting a tackle. I would be drafting a wide receiver because they have absolutely nobody left after they just lost they lost their 2 starting wide receivers. So both of them are no longer with the team. Mike Williams is one of them, and then the other one got traded to the Chicago Bears. So Keenan Allen, and because of that, they really should draft a wide receiver. But folks, this is what happens during the draft. Most of the time during the draft, there's certain positions that if you draft them, most likely they aren't going to pan out. And one of those positions, believe it or not, is wide receiver. There's more busts, a lot more busts than there are gems. So it's kind of a risky pick, to be brutally honest. The track record over his last several decades has been it's not a good pick. Tight end is another position that's pretty risky in the draft, right, John?
Yes, very risky.
Bubba Franks.
Bubba.
So again, that's my top 5. John, you got any ideas on the top 5 that you want to?
No, really. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty, so we're gonna have to get out of Riverside because we seem to have a delay, and I don't know if it's because the internet here or whatever. So just hold on, folks. I'm gonna have to get out of this, and then we're gonna have the live stream on YouTube. So don't worry about it. We will be back in seconds.